Okay, welcome to Slip Joint Display. Today we are looking at a Big Bro Jack from Jack Wolf Knives. Let's get into the model. So, the Big Bro Jack came out from Jack Wolf Knives a couple years ago, and you're talking a clip point blade, sleeve board design for the handle, titanium scales, well, titanium frame with black micarta scales. Now, just to give some backstory on Jack Wolf Knives, Jack Wolf Knives is an American company that puts out modern slip joints using modern materials that are inspired, the models are inspired by classic designs. So the titanium S90V blade, hollow ground, really thin. Yeah, I like the look of this knife, I really do. And I picked it up shortly after release from traditionalpocketknives.com or C. Reisner Cutlery. I had been watching what Jack Wolf was putting out, the models they were putting out around that time. They started with M390 as their blade steel and moved to S90V. I saw their Benny's clip come out early on, and I liked that, but I missed it on release, and I wasn't going to chase it on the secondary market. When I saw the Big Bro Jack come out, I decided to make a move on it and pick one up. I was glad that I did. Jack Wolf knives are made really, really well. The fit and finish is perfect. The action is very stout, very heavy pull, very heavy closing. That's pretty much a strike down the middle. Richter would like that. Yeah, the quality control on Jack Wolf's has got to be a little bit wild in the factory that they're made in, because there really doesn't seem to be any deviation. You never hear about a bad Jack Wolf. Flush at half stop. The action is different. These don't feel like a Great Eastern Cutlery. They don't, if you're talking Great Eastern Cutlery or Cooper Cutlery or Titusville Cutlery, there's a feel to the knives. And knives from those companies are handmade and they're hand finished. And this doesn't have that feel to it. I'm not sure if there was other companies having modern slip joints made in China, outsourcing to China, that would have a similar feel. I don't know if there's other companies that were before Jack Wolf, but in my mind, Jack Wolf is the company that made it popular. The feel to the knife. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say a Jack Wolf feels like a Jack Wolf. I mean, if you get one in hand or you get a few of them in hand, you get it. It clicks. Just the feel of the action and how tight everything is and how stout it is. So, yeah, I mean, they're not trying to be a traditional knife, I don't think. I think this kind of sits in a different category, which to me makes it tolerable that they're made in China. This isn't trying to be a Great Eastern Cutlery. Now, the other elephant in the room with Jack Wolf's is the price. With these, you're talking in the neighborhood of $300, and that deserves some discussion. And this is nothing that hasn't been said before, but I'm going to say it because I think it's relevant. You're talking around $300. Now, you're talking titanium, S90V, build quality that's fair to say is always perfect. They really, really do a good job with it. And if you're talking about a modern traditional, I think these are about as good as it's going to get. I mean, provided that you want it inspired by a classic design. With Jack Wolf's, in addition to the knife itself, when you buy a Jack Wolf, there's a lot of extra that comes with it. So there's a slip included, and these slips are fine. They're not bad. They're not cheap. Very well fitted to the knife. Absolutely does the job. I mean, anybody who's ever bought a slip joint and then gotten it and wanted to have it in the pocket and realized they needed a slip for it, with a Jack Wolf, that's taken care of. In addition to that, this is the tube they come in. So with the tube, there is art on the tube, and the owner of Jack Wolf has this art commissioned. And I think he uses different artists here and there for the tube art, but he pays for this. The tube is very high quality. You get a cloth with it. You get a pog with it. You get stickers relative to the model that all come with the knife. And all that has a cost to it. I mean, that all plays into things. The owner of Jack Wolf, to him, it's important. It's important that you're getting everything that he can offer, and it's very collectible, and he doesn't want it to come up short. But all that stuff costs money, and it's a business decision. It's a business decision that he's making to have all that extra stuff in that's going to affect the cost of the knife. In my mind, for a long time, I was critical of that decision and thought to myself, I wonder how many people in the community are being held away from Jack Wolf knives because of the high cost. Now, somewhat recently, the Benny's clip was re-released, and on that re-release, he started what they're calling the Steel series. I think it's the Blue Micarta version of the Benny's clip. And in the Steel series, you don't have all the extras. I think the tube is different. I think it's just cardboard. You don't have a slip. The steel is 14C28N, so it's a less expensive steel that's easier to work with, easier to machine. And the price is around $200 for that knife. I think it comes with wax paper. So, I mean, you're getting everything that you would get with a Great Eastern Cutlery or Cooper Cutlery or whatever. I mean, you're just getting the knife. I thought that was a good decision. I'm not sure how sales are going. I'm not sure if he's going to keep doing it in the future, but I thought it was a wise decision from a business standpoint, just to get, offer something at a lower price and get Jack Wolves in the hands of more people that might be interested but don't want to pay such a hefty price tag to start. I really appreciate the build quality of this and the general design. The handle's a little under 4 inches. Cutting edge is maybe a hair over 2.5. Full blade length, if you're including the bottom there, is just under 3. Blade to handle ratio isn't too tight, although I appreciate that. I've got a full handle, a full grip on this handle. I don't care about blade to handle ratio. I think that that's stupid. I think the knife is a tool first, and I'm not concerned with the blade completely filling the handle. They do a really good job on these. And Jack Wolf does a good job of getting these out and getting them in the hands of people who are going to show them off. I mean, they send knives to a lot of YouTubers and have the YouTubers do reviews. Now, this isn't that. I picked this up because I wanted the knife, and I have carried it, used it, sharpened it, and I still carry it. I mean, it's still in my rotation. I wanted to review this because I wanted to touch base on Jack Wolf knives, because I think that they absolutely have a place in the slip joint community at this point. And beyond that, this is my favorite Jack Wolf. I've got a few, this and one other, but I don't think Jack Wolf is ever going to put out anything that I'm going to like more than this. I mean, between the general design of it, just the profile of the whole thing, S90V, the black micarta, I don't think it's ever going to get any better than this. I mean, I think it's even fair to say that I don't think that I'm ever going to have a modern slip joint that I like more than this one. This one just kind of hits all the boxes for me if we're not talking a traditional knife, a traditional slip joint. I mean, traditional slip joints are really where my heart is, but being fair and judging modern for what they are, I think that these are really great. And it's also fair to note that the owner of Jack Wolf Knives is a lover of traditional knives and slip joints. He is. I mean, he's in that world and in that community. And I think that this is an interesting alternative, especially if you want to get a slip joint, something basic, but you don't want something traditional. I wanted to bring it out and show it tonight and have some discussion. You guys can get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you have one? Do you stay away from them? What's your feeling on the whole thing? And I'll see you guys on the next video.